We need energy for our everyday activities. Like car need fuel to run, we also need fuel to do our everyday activities. So to obtain this energy for everyday activity or fuel our physical activities, we convert the food material into available energy, and the process is called respiration. It can better be defined as the process of converting nutrients into usable energy. Respiration takes place in bacteria too, like that of humans. And there are various types of respiration types. Like the first one is aerobic respiration, and it is defined as the process in which compound is oxidized using oxygen as a terminal electron acceptor. This definition seems complicated, but in a few minutes we will be comfortable with this definition. Let's have a look on this whole process. During the process of aerobic respiration, we have four major blocks or four major processes. The first one is glycolysis, which actually converts glucose into pyruvate, and in conversion of this glucose or breaking down of the glucose to pyruvate, electrons are released and NADH is formed, which is actually the electron acceptor in this electron transport chain. In the next step or next block, which is citric acid cycle, the pyruvate which is released in this glycolysis, it is converted or broken down into carbon dioxide, and as a result NADH is formed. So in the next block, which is electron transport chain, this NADH combines with oxygen and the net result is formation of NAD, water, electrons and proton gradient. And the next step is that ATP synthase, and in the presence of this proton gradient and ADP results in the formation of ATP, which is the energy currency of the cell. We will see these two blocks or processes in detail in next few slides. Actually, in electron transport chain, the electron is transported from series of enzymes and proteins and compounds. For example, we can here see it is transported from dehydrogenase to quinones, and then it is transferred to cytochromes and then to terminal oxidase, from where it is transported to oxygen, and then it is converted into water. And as a result of this transport, the proton gradient is formed in the cell membrane, which we will see in the next slide or next animation. So you can see that the gradient of proton is formed in which the protons are moved from the inside of the cell to the outside of the cell. So proton motive force is present there. As a result of this proton motive force, the ADP is converted to ATP. You can see here in this animation that protons are being converted, shifted from inside of the cell to the outside of the cell. So as a result, ATP is formed, which is required here and which is the end result of respiration, or here we can see, or we can say that it is result of an aerobic respiration. The other type of respiration is anaerobic respiration. It is the process in which the compound is oxidized using something beside oxygen as a terminal electron acceptor. For example, there is nitrate respiration in some bacteria, and here we can see that instead of those electron transport chain, there is a step which is nitrate respiration, and it is different from the usual electron transport chain in aerobic respiration. Here you can see that nitrate is converted to nitrite and then nitric oxide and nitrous oxide, which is then finally converted to nitrogen. And इस difference के अलावा बाकी सब कुछ वही वैसा ही है जैसे aerobic respiration में we have studied in detail. In addition, there is sulfate respiration, और इसमें first two blocks जो glycolysis and citric acid cycle के हमने पढ़े थे, और the processes of glycolysis and citric acid cycle are absent, and here electron transport chain is different too from that of aerobic respiration, and the end result is that of formation of proton motive force and formation of ATP. Here you can see that sulfate is converted to hydrogen sulfide. So in bacteria we have 4 types of respiration. Number 1 is aerobic respiration, which we know that requires oxygen, and then anaerobic respiration, which doesn't require oxygen, and the third one is facultative respiration or facultative bacteria, which can live with or without oxygen, and the fourth one is microaerophilic bacteria, which requires a very low quantity of oxygen for their respiration process.